Hey everybody, it's Marcia from Oil Me. Today we're going to continue in this book, the one called Releasing Emotional Patterns with Essential Oils. We're getting closer to the oils section. It says dominant traits. That's what we're on today. Dominant traits. One of the ways of determining your core issues is by looking at the emotion stored in the gland, the organ, or system that relates to your dominant gland or body type. The 25 body types can be divided into 4 quadrants based on their dominant traits. And there's the physical mental, the spiritual mental, physical emotional, and spiritual emotional. So, let's see what they say. For the physical mental is adrenaline gland, or the lymph nodes, or the medulla, the nervous system, the spleen, the stomach, and the thymus. That's for the mental, physical. For the mental, spiritual, it's balanced, the brain, the eye, the hypothalamus, the pineal, pituitary, thalamus, and the thyroid. That's for the mental, physical, and spiritual. So now we have the physical emotional and then the spiritual emotional. So for the physical emotional, it says blood, gallbladder, gonadal, kidney, the liver, the lung, the pancreas, and the skin. That's for the emotional. Now the spiritual emotional, that was the physical emotional. Now for the spiritual emotional, they only have 2. And that's the heart and the intestinal. Well, at the bottom it says, where's number 6? At the bottom it says different bodies, different diets with the 25 body type system by Carolyn L. Ming, DC, 1998. That's where that information came from. So let's turn the page and see what it says here. Continuing on traits. A hint. It says here, each quadrant contains several body types. Some of them will express the extreme of the traits, while others will be very close to the opposite trait, making it difficult to feel totally confident in your selection. For example, while both are the physical mental quadrant, here comes my husband, thymus types relate strongly with the physical traits, while limus gravitate more toward the spiritual trait. Limus are still physical, as they will use physical activity to move into a sense of spiritual oneness. As you read through the traits, your type's experience will become clearer. Hopefully, as I read through these, you can figure out what your type is. And hopefully I can figure out what my type is. Okay. Expressions of the quadrant. And there's 4 different ones here. There they have. The first one is physical, mental, and then there's spiritual, mental, and then physical, emotional, and then spiritual, emotional. And we'll start with physical physical, mental. It says, the tangible world is reality. They need to see it, touch it, and understand how it works for it to be real. Physically strong and mentally focused, they can achieve whatever they set out to do. Is that you? I don't think that's me. That's partially me. I'm not physically strong, though. Maybe. Let's see what spiritual mental says. Its ideas, ideals, and concepts are their reality. Figuring out how to synthesize bits of information and insights to express in physical forms for a good of mankind is their strength, making them more task-oriented rather than primarily socially focused. That sounds difficult to me. Maybe I am the physical mental. Which one are you? The physical mental or the spiritual mental? Well, let's continue on. They have physical emotional, and that says emotions and physically expressing feelings are their reality. So family and social relationships are their highest priority. That sounds like me. My family and my social YouTube. Yeah, that sounds like me. Okay. Then they have the spiritual emotional. And then it says extremely sensitive in both the spiritual and the emotional traits. These types generally learn to focus on the physical and mental traits early in life to survive. Maybe that is me. Their power lies in using their strengths. The challenge and goal for all is to develop and integrate the non-dominant traits or other side to help us. We attract people whose strengths are different from ours. The traits you're working on are the ones you are developing, rather than the ones you own. While there are two traits, one may be stronger than the other depending on the life's focus. For example, a thyroid man who is focused on a mental aspect of his life may have difficulty identifying with the spiritual side. In this case, he would want to develop his recessive dominant trait as well as his non-dominant ones. Blocked expressions most often occurs around the spiritual and emotional traits. It's a little bit confusing if you ask me. What does that sound like to you? A little confusing? If you have any understanding of this, put your suggestions and your thoughts in the comments section. Let me hear what you think about this. On myself, I think I'm the physical mental, but I also have when it's talking about early in life, learning how to survive, because I was abandoned as a child, so I thought I was 1 year old and my parents left me and took my brother and they went to New York. And so it's like I had to learn, even though I lived with my grandma, I had to learn. So different than having my own parents with me. Anyway, that's for today. Tomorrow we'll be talking about individual body type traits. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22. We won't be looking all of them tomorrow. 22, 23, 24. There's 25. 25 of them. So, yeah. We won't be looking. We might look through them tomorrow. It just depends on how fast I can get through them, I guess. So, we'll see. But that's all for today. My bookmark. And hopefully you got more out of it than me. Because I might have to read it twice just to be able to understand it a little bit more. Sometimes that happens, you know. I'll be studying it when I was in school. I have to read it more than once in order for my BB brain to comprehend what was being said. And to be able to remember it for tests and things. Anyway, I hope this it helps somebody. And I'll see you tomorrow. Remember, God loves you. And so do I. Ta-ta for now.